Hey guys, this is Jett and Benjamin from Joys of Pickleball. We've got a new video for you today. What did we do this weekend?
We went to the Red Rock Open in St. George, Utah.
That's right. We went to the PPA Tour event up there, and I booked this trip like 2 months in advance. So at the time, we just had tickets for championship Saturday. Easter was on Sunday, so for this event, the finals were on Saturday. But we were lucky enough we got to go up there Friday, and we got there around
4 o'clock?
Yeah, 4 o'clock local time after a major diversion. There was some traffic issues, but we did get there in one piece. And then what did we do when we first got there?
We had bathroom break situation at the hotel, and then we went straight to the courts.
That's right. We went to the venue and decided that we looked on the live stream and they were in the middle of the quarters.
Yeah.
Right? I think it was the women's quarters while we were getting tickets.
Yeah, it was the women's quarters.
And by the time we got in there, I think the men's quarters started.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in there and we got courtside seats, and we went up and sat in the stands, and we got to watch a couple of the matches, and then we needed a water break. So we started walking around, and who did we run into? He was chowing down by the ref tent.
Kyle Kuzada.
Yeah, that pickleball guy. Super cool guy. We've actually messaged him on Instagram, talking about what kind of equipment he uses and mics, and he gave us some really good suggestions. So I wanted to go up and thank him. And we talked for quite a bit. I mean, it wasn't just like, hey, and left.
We got a picture, too.
That was later. Remember, I forgot to take a picture?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was kind of starstruck. But anyway, we talked to him, and then we went and got some water, put some sunscreen on, and came back. And I think that's when we saw Caden from Briona's Pickleball.
Yeah, Briona's Pickleball podcast.
And we went up to him and we're like, hey, we're big fans. Can I get a picture with you with Jett? And he kind of seemed startled. Like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't happen to him often. But he was really cool. We got a picture with him. And then I think we went back and we were watching the semis at that point.
Yeah.
And then we took another break, and then you ran into a big star.
Tyson McGuffin.
That's right. And while he was talking to Tyson, some kid came up and said, hey, can you sign my ball for me? And we were like, oh, I've got some brand new Dura 40s in the car. So we ran out to the car, grabbed a brand new ball, had a bunch of Sharpies in there for marking balls.
Actually, no, we didn't grab a ball after Tyson McGuffin.
Yes, we did. Because then we went back in and we watched Riley and Ignatowicz lose to who'd they play?
No, remember it was a close call. Like we just got back with the ball as soon as they were coming.
Oh, they were already done?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, that's right. It was after their match. You're right. They were like at the gate, and Ignatowicz and Riley were talking behind the chain link fence where you're not supposed to go, and we're just kind of standing there watching them. I had tried to get Ignatowicz's attention right after they lost, and he kind of blew me off. He gave me the not now. I think he was on his way to the bronze medal match, which they're not always super excited to play, which we watched that match, actually, part of it. And the Brasha sisters were sitting right in front of us, a couple other people. The greatest thing about it is there's pros everywhere. You can literally walk around. It'd be like going to a big heavy metal concert and just seeing Metallica, Lars Ulrich just walking around talking to people. Hey, can I get your autograph? No problem, dude. You want to pick? So that was the coolest thing. We went into it thinking, like, if we get one picture or an autograph from, like, a big star, that'd be
we're
pretty
happy.
good. Yeah, we'd be happy with that. But we were, like, knocking them down. So anyway, as Ignatowicz and Riley, like, finished their conversation, Riley turned around to leave, and I was like, did you say it or did I?
I said it.
I think Jett actually was like, hey, Riley. And Riley turned around. He's like, can you
sign my ball?
And I was like, and he's like, oh yeah, sure. And then I stepped up and I'm like, hey, can we get a picture? And he was totally cool. We took a couple pictures, which I'm the worst photographer in the world. If you look on our Instagram, or we'll put it on the website, I have the sun behind him. And so you can see Riley's face. Jett's is all washed out. He looks like he's a ghost, at least in his face part, because the sun is like overshooting everything. But we got a little video of that too. And that was kind of like, I think that was your bucket list, right? If you got to meet Riley and get any signature, any pick, that was going to be a victory. Yeah. So at this point, we got Kyle Kuzada, who was one of the top of my list just because he helped us along in our content creation journey. And he's like Joe to Pro kind of backstory. And then Caden Nemeth was a bonus. Like, I didn't even know if he would be there because we're both huge fans of Briona's Pickleball. And then McGuffin's always, you know, he's one of the biggest stars. So anytime you get a chance to interact with him, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. So for Jett, it was kind of like Riley or bust, and we were going to do whatever we had to make that happen. And then I really wanted to meet Ignatowicz because I like his sense of humor. Jett's a fan as well, but I like that he's doing his own content now. And he was saying he was in like a 4 or 5 tournament a year ago and got silver, and now he's like probably I'd say top 2, top 3 pro in men's doubles and mixed. So that was really cool. We didn't actually get to meet Ignatowicz that day.
Yeah.
We went back the next day for championships.
You forgot about Anna.
Oh, that's right. So right after Riley,
yeah,
we're walking out, and I see Anna Bright walking. And I'm like, Jett, that's Anna Bright. So he walks up with his ball, and I got a little video of her signing the ball. We didn't get time for a pic. She was like, seemed like she was in a hurry. I think she was going to meet Ignatowicz. But anyway, she signed the ball. So you got a ball with Riley Newman and Anna Bright on it, which I thought was really cool.
Because they were mixed doubles partners at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so here's where the trip gets a little janky. We go back to the hotel. I booked this hotel, it's the Red Lion in St. George, because it has pickleball courts. And we drove by on the way in, dropped off some of our stuff, freshened up, and then we went straight to the venue. It was well lit. There was 2 courts. There was not really much action on it, so we like, no problem, we'll just go down there. What happened when we got down there?
We got down there, and first of all the courts were packed. But what we were most worried about when we got there is it's like a playground surface as like the court. It's not
the
really
interlocking little mats that they have to keep kids safe on playgrounds, yeah. And it has little tiny holes in it. That was the surface, and they were playing with some janky pickleball. So we show up, we got the tour bag, carbon paddles, I got my knee braces on, we're fully decked to play pickleball, and it's like a romper room pickleball setup. It's like not happening. Mm-hmm. So really cool lady we talked to when we first bought our tickets for Friday, Ellen Thorpe. She gave us the total rundown, gave me her number. She's like, if you have any questions, let me know. So she suggested this park. I can't remember the name of it, but it was kind of between our hotel and the pickleball tournament. Yeah. So we load up our gear, head down there, and we get there, and it is packed, like every court's being used. Mm-hmm. So we're talking to some people like, hey, we're out of town, how do we get on? And they were really nice. They're like, you gotta go and get on. So one of the very back courts opened up, and we went back and we played some
we played like 2 games of skinny singles,
yeah.
And then we finally asked somebody if they wanted to play.
Yeah, and so this younger duo, the court over, came over and played, and we played like 3 or 4 games with them.
Yeah.
But apparently the lights there were gonna shut off at like 10 or 10:30, and that's way past little guy's bedtime anyway. So we only probably played for an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
And then it was back. We picked up some pizza on the way back to the hotel, and then took a shower, and I was out. Mm-hmm. I think we recorded that. we tried to record a video, a YouTube short about all the people that we met on Friday, and it took like 7 takes because we were like, we've been driving all day. It was hot. Like,
it was like 11 o'clock when we filmed that.
yeah, it was tough, but we got that done. So we go to bed. We wake up early. We go down and have just the standard
Breakfast.
hotel, you know, powdered eggs and sausage. It was not the worst, but it was better than like going somewhere and waiting 45 minutes to get served and all that stuff. So we just pounded some food down. We had to load up because we had to check out basically, right?
Yeah.
And then we went back to the pickleball park that we were at the night before. That was one of my chief complaints about the PPA Tour. Like, I get it, like, they're running an event, and most of the people that show up to that are playing as in the tournament in some capacity, whether it's amateur or not. But there's no reason why they couldn't have a couple of hour hit around after the events were done for the day. They have clinics you got to pay for. There's other tournaments going on. But even like on Saturday when everybody was done, there was no like indication that you could just grab a court. And I think that's what a lot of people were doing because there was a lot of unrefed action that I saw. But anyway, so we went back to the park. It's packed again. But we managed to get into a game with a couple younger guys, and they were pretty good. I'd say they're what, 3.5s, 4s?
Yeah, 3.5s.
3.5 pluses. They're on their way to 4. You could tell. And so then we just jammed over to the event, right? Mm-hmm. Then Dad couldn't find the tickets. I knew I paid for them, but I had no email from them. I was checking my PayPal. I was checking my credit cards. I couldn't find anything. I spent like 20 minutes looking, right?
Yeah.
So finally we walk up there and we're like, I cannot find my confirmation. Can you help? And the 2 ladies had the little terminals, like, we haven't been able to look up a single person all day. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I'm in scramble mode, like, I don't know what to do at this point. And then this kid walks up, can't be much older than Jett.
Yeah.
He's got a phone. He's like, oh, I can look you up. Okay. So I give him my name. He's like, Benjamin? I'm like, the one and only. So they gave us our wristbands. But the crappy thing about both days is, okay, so we're paying customers. We have courtside seats. Most of the other people that are there are either in the tournament or they have grounds passes. Mm-hmm. So we're supposed to have like first priority to the bleachers and the seating areas. We don't know that till it's like end of Saturday. There's no ushers. You're getting bowled over by these 60-year-old birds with a 40-pound Onyx bag just bullying their way past you. We have no idea. Like, we're trying to be courteous. And so that was kind of rough, but we did get good seats on Saturday.
Yeah.
Where did we sit?
Well, first we were standing, and
we could kind of see like half of the court.
Yeah.
Jett had a little bit better. Like, the people were cool, and like he was actually standing next to the trophy.
Yeah.
You can see it on camera. And I was back behind, just kind of peeking over the fence.
And then I think we went back to we went to go grab some food after that.
Yeah, we got corn dogs. Another rant. The food there was 3 options. It was like deep fried corn dogs, which, okay, it's whatever. And then they had like a protein cookie, and I don't even remember what the third truck was.
I don't even remember.
If somebody would have just had like a normal burger and like pizza food truck there, they would have made a fortune. But anyway, we got some food.
We reapplied sunscreen.
Sunscreen, that was key. Like, getting the second dose of sunscreen was huge. And we grabbed our water bottles. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go to PPA, bring your own water bottles. They have water stations everywhere, but there's nowhere to put it, and they don't really care if you bring it in.
We also changed our clothes because, like, we were wearing, like, black and, like, blue clothes, and you probably wanted to change it to white because it was getting really hot out there.
Yeah, it was better in the lighter colors. So for the last section of matches, what was it? Mixed final, women's final was first. We're at the catwalk above the end of the court. So like one end's here and the other end's there. And you could literally reach down and touch the pros if you wanted to. So that was really cool. We had really good seats. And it was at this point we learned that we actually had priority because one of the guys was like, knew what was going on. He's like, these people have red wristbands. They have priority out of you. Get out of the way. So that was cool. So we watched the women's doubles final, which was really good.
Yeah.
And then it was...
They already did.
Men's doubles was the one when we were standing on the side, remember?
Yeah,
That was Deckel and Colin lost.
So it must have been mixed.
No, it was women's doubles, remember? Dizon turned around and said, don't talk while we're hitting the ball.
Yeah.
And then it was mixed after that. We got to see Ignatowicz and Bright take the gold. I took a video of it, made a short of it that did really well. That was cool.
And then it was men's singles.
And we were actually left because we thought mixed was last. I knew women's singles was in the morning, so I just assumed men's was in the morning too. And they announced men's singles. We turned around and went back. And a few people had left, so we just walked back right to our seats and we got to watch the men's singles final, which I really wanted to watch because I love to see like how much shape they can put on the ball. And so that was really good. And then basically at that point, it was over, and I think that's when we ran into Ignatowicz, wasn't it?
Yeah. So first of all, I grabbed a hat because I was hoping for like a pro to sign it, and I ended up just wearing it the whole day, and I didn't think I was gonna get a signature, but we were on our way to leave, and we ended up running into Ignatowicz, and we actually got a picture. And
he didn't blow us off this time, which was cool. They had just won mixed, so he's on top of the world, right?
Yeah.
I got a video of him signing it, and actually one of the better pictures I took the whole weekend was you and Ignatowicz.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. And so we'd actually reached out to him on Instagram, like, as soon as his podcast went live on Selkirk TV, where he's like, free virtual coaching. It couldn't have been up for more than an hour, and I'm like, so we talked about that, and then got the picture, got the signature, and then we bailed, and it was probably what time did we get home? It wasn't super late, but we were so tired, like
5.
No, it's later than that.
It was either like.
It was like 8 o'clock, but anyway, so we got home and I took him back to his mom's, and I went home and took a shower, and then I just slept for like 12 hours. But yeah, if you're into pickleball at all, you should go to an event because it is a buffet of access to the pros, and I don't think it's going to be like that for much longer. And it may have been more lax because Anna and Ben weren't there.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine like a year or two from now, like those guys are going to be stopped every 5 feet, pick, autograph. But it was so chill. Like, you could do whatever you want. So anyway, overall, I exceeded our highest expectations. A little bit of issues with the hotel and trying to figure out where to play. But in terms of an experience and, like, access to the pros, it was really good.
Yeah.
How would you rate it out of 10?
10.
10 out of 10?
Yeah.
All right. That's all we got for you guys today. We'll catch you next time.